Tried, man.
Oh, they was gonna get us, but you did a great job with that interview on the bridge.
Thank you. Hey, man, what's going on? What's going on? Please do. Yeah. Well, hey, sir, how are you, man? Good to see you again. How are you? What size is this?
Well, it was handmade for me in Ghana.
I think it'll fit me, though.
Yeah, that may be a little long for you.
Good to see you, man. How's your heart? Good to see you, man. All right.
What do we do? We're all under attack. What do we do?
Yeah, man. What's up?
Well, I was at the bike on now.
Yeah. I was at the game yesterday, man. Tough. We need to. Yeah, we gonna talk. We'll talk. We know what we need, though. We know what we need.
I know, but we're trying to get the speakers over here and everybody else.
Hey, how are you? Good to see you. I know, it's great. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Yeah. What's up, brother? You good? What's up? You good? All right. Bless you. All right. Hold it.
I'm sorry, I didn't ask him. How you doing? You doing all right?
Yes.
Hey, you good?
All right. Black man.
That's right. Show is.
He's grabbing some right now.
I know that's right.
How long is this bus going to be?
We're gonna be out of here in 15 minutes. I need one of those.
I'm playing carrots.
I know. I'm
gonna get you one. We'll get one for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's deep.
Wait on the thing. Okay. Did you knock on the door and you cut off? They turn that bus on?
And the TV go off.
James, do you have that tape?
I'm on your way now.
James, you got any tape?
No, she's gonna go get it from her. Try to say like that. Oh, you were there first. Excuse me.
It's sliding. No, I'm saying it's sliding down. It's not sticking.
Yeah, so Chelsea's getting it for you right now.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Blacking you? You good? Okay.
No, you got it that way, but that's fine. You were there first.
Can't go up?
Everybody back. What's up? Excuse me.
He said, hold up a little more.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Let me see what's over here. Yeah, but you were there for tomorrow. This side. That way. All right. If I stand right here, what's happening?
Yeah, what's Emmanuel way, brother? Yes. What's going on?
Let me go over more this way.
I mean, he's saying I don't want to move. I'm trying to figure out what you want me to do. What you want me to do, brother?
I don't know what's there. It ain't there.
No. You want to move over more?
Yeah.
I'm not going to be there.
Thanks.
One more? No, it's okay. Thank you.
You all right, man? You good?
This way. Okay, yeah, right there.
I think they just put the tires to the side.
Testing 1 2. So put on to make sure. Testing 1 2. Is it on? Testing 1 2. If you can hear me say we vote. Testing 1 2. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, first of all, good afternoon. I'm Mark Morial. I'm proud to serve as President and Chief Executive Officer of the National Urban League, and we want to welcome you to the new Black Wall Street Market. The new Black Wall Street Market, and I want to acknowledge Bill Allen, the founder of the new Black Wall Street Market. Where's Bill? There he is. There he is, right here. Give it up for Bill. And we want you to know why we come here. This is an innovation by Bill. Black-owned businesses and operate here in another 75 pop-ups. So this is Black economic development in action. So let's give Bill a big round of applause. And I invite you back with your Benjamins or your plastic money or whatever it takes. Come back here and visit and spend some money and support the Black economy. So let's give it up again for Bill Allen. We are here not just to hold this press conference. We're going out in the community and we're going to go to work. We're going to go talk to as many voters as possible. I want to thank all of the volunteers from all of the organizations assembled. Give yourselves a big round of applause. We have students, we have people from Georgia, we have people from all over the nation who've come to Georgia to work and do it the old-fashioned way. We're going to be out in the community and in the neighborhoods talking to people about the value and the importance of this election. This is our state of emergency road tour. It is a state of emergency.
That's right.
Now, right here in Georgia, people decided after you turned out in record numbers in 2020, decided to plot on how to snatch the vote away. And when they try to snatch the vote away, what do? We fight back. When they try to snatch the vote away, what do? Fight back. Say, we fight back. We fight back. So we are going to spend the next 48 hours doubling down on fighting back to protect our vote, to protect our voice, and to ensure that we participate to the max in this upcoming election. We have a lot of speakers, so bear with me. We heard a sermon this morning, so we have no more space on the agenda for sermons. So we're going to ask everyone to observe a 2-minute rule. I'll come, if I think you're teasing the 2-minute rule, I'm going to walk behind. The first Black woman mayor of Stonecrest, Georgia. Where's Mayor Jasmine? Where's Mayor Jasmine? Is she here? She's not here yet. We'll get back to her later. But I'm proud to introduce my colleague here in Atlanta, who's been doing incredible work across the board, Nancy Flake Johnson, President, Urban League of Greater Atlanta. Nancy.
Amen.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you to all of the organizations that work nationally together and here on the ground. NAACP, Black Voters Matter, Georgia Coalition for the People's Agenda, and so many more. We are united.
That's right.
We are working together. And we respect each other. Don't be fooled by any rhetoric. We are in this thing together. And here's what you need to know about this great state where we live. While for many of us, we are doing well. Folks, but there are too many of us that look like us that are not.
That's right.
We have a state that is divided. We have a state that is two Georgias.
Come on, yeah.
And what this election is about is bringing us, those worlds together. We are 32% of the population of this state. 1/3 of the people who live here. And yet, legislators who've been in control for a number of years are not addressing our needs, our concerns. We invest in this state's budget every single year like every other citizen. And what we're fighting for on Tuesday is equity. This is our time.
Facts.
It is our time. So facts. Georgia's #1 for business, but we have the lowest minimum wage in the country. Georgia is one of the worst states in the nation for health care. This legislature refuses to expand Medicaid and cover 500,000 people. We have a state where children, our education is based on a formula based on property taxes, which means lower income communities don't get the same level of investment. Folks, it's education. It's opportunities for careers, livable wage jobs. It's business development, Black Wall Street behind us. It is voting. It is wealth building. That is what the Urban League stands for. That is what this election is all about. And all of us here know that is what's most important for our people to take us forward from here. Mark brought up January 1 marks 160 years of the Emancipation Proclamation. But before that, 240 years of servitude. And we're 400 years in, and we're still not respected. We're still oppressed. Laws are being passed to block our success. And so why is voting important? It's because the laws of the land determine the opportunities, y'all. We got to get people in who represent us and will fight for us. So it's not the people do matter who are in these seats. So look at their platforms, engage, get involved. Thank you all. Thank you all for showing up and going to the polls on Tuesday.
Nancy Flake Johnson, give it up one more time. Thank you for those remarks. Alexis McGill Johnson serves as the president of the Planned Parenthood Action Fund. She has been on the front lines, in the trench, in the kitchen, working hard on health care rights, the right to health care, the right of women to control the destinies of their own bodies. And I am so proud that we partnered with Planned Parenthood Action Fund today. Ladies and gentlemen, give a Georgia and an Atlanta welcome to Alexis McGill Johnson.
Thank you, President Morial. Thank you, everyone. I am here in Georgia because all eyes are on Georgia right now. I am here in Georgia because freedom runs through Georgia right now. Freedom is on the ballot. We saw that just a few weeks ago. Everywhere where freedom was on the ballot, the voters turned up and they turned out because they understood what was at stake. Democracy is on the ballot. And everywhere, they tried to tell us, no, it was the economy, no, it was inflation. No, it was our reproductive freedom, it was all kinds of freedom, and our democracy. That is why we are here. That is why we are here together. Right now in Georgia, there is a ban on reproductive freedom. And what that means is that there are patients every day who are showing up in health centers who need access to health care. They're showing up in a state that already has severe restrictions on healthcare. A state where only half of the counties have an OBGYN. Yes. Only half. Where maternal mortality is among the highest in the states. So not only are we denying women access to reproductive freedom, we are also sentencing them to potential death, life or death situations because of the way that racism plays out in the healthcare system. So that is on the ballot. That is why we are here today. We are building an infrastructure of hope for all of those patients, all of those providers, all of the Georgians who desperately need access to care. I am so grateful to be here in partnership with all of you all, and Planned Parenthood Action Fund will stand for the candidates who stand with us.
One more time, Alexis McGill Johnson. Give it up. And the mayor, Mayor Jasmine Cobble, has arrived. We are so happy. Let's give a round of applause. As a history maker here in the state of Georgia, Mayor, come on and welcome everyone to your community. Thank you.
I'm so excited to be here. If this is your first time visiting in the city, welcome to the fantastic, the best city on this planet, the city of Stonecrest. If you're returning here, welcome back. And if you're a Stonecrest resident, Stonecrest business owner, or you just represent DeKalb County, let me hear you make some noise, because we are in the best county in the planet. Look, people ask me quite often throughout the campaign season either why it's important to vote or why I should tell other people why it's important to vote. And no matter what, the answer is always the same. It's because our life depends on it. Literally, because our life depends on it. The vitality of our community, the very existence of us being here for generation after generation after generation, is decisions that are being made on our behalf. If we do not exercise our right to make sure that that voice is our voice, then it's our life on the line. So when someone asks you, why is it important to vote? Or when they ask you to tell someone else, why is it important to vote? The answer is simple. Our life depends on it. Our life depends on it. Healthcare expansion, your life depends on it. Criminal justice reform, your life depends on it. The cost of insulin, your life depends on it. Job growth, your life depends on it. Infrastructure and transportation improvement, your life depends on it. Job growth, your life depends on it. Medicaid, healthcare, your life depends on it. Women's reproductive rights, your life depends on it. So when somebody asks you from this point on, why do you vote? Answer is simple. Because my life depends on it.
Sister Mayor bringing the fire. Appreciate it. Appreciate your voice. We appreciate your presence and thank you for having us here. We are now going to hear from one of my longtime allies and sisters in the struggle, and that is Melanie Campbell. We were together yesterday. She has been here for decades, fighting the fight when she was sometimes all alone. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, she is a great leader. She's on the shoulders of Dorothy Height. Yes. She's on the shoulders of Mary McLeod Bethune. Yes. She's on the shoulders of Shirley Chisholm. Yes. She's on the shoulders of Barbara Jordan. Yes. And she's on the shoulders of Fannie Lou Hamer. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Melanie Campbell.
Thank you, my brother from another mother. Can we give it up for my brother, Mark Morial? And we here on this wonderful Sunday morning. And I got if I start calling them, we'll get in trouble. But I got to call the names of the sisters that I fight with. Helen Butler, step on up here, right? Georgia Coalition for the People's Agenda. I got my young folk with me. I got Christina Q, who's our national campaigner. Come on up here, stand with me. I got our Black You Vote leader, Darrell Coles, who's very shy, but he's a powerful young man. Just stand up here with me. And I'm going to be very brief, because we all vote. So I just want you to repeat after me. Latasha Brown, my sister in the movement, and Brother Cliff. Rolling. Y'all been rolling. Y'all been rolling. So repeat it. We all voting. We gonna knock some doors. So I just want you to repeat after me. We just left Lindsay Street Baptist Church for their 110th anniversary with Reverend Motley. And we talked about it this way. We said, so repeat after me. I will take 5 folks to vote.
5 folks to vote.
To protect our voting rights. To protect justice. To bring justice in the courtrooms for our people. I will take 5 folks to vote to stop unjust killing of our people by rogue police. I will take 5 people to vote to stop the senseless gun violence in our streets, to choose to own their power. Tell our young people we want them to choose to own their power. And choose books and not bullets. To protect our freedoms and save our democracy from being taken over by racist white nationalists who want to destroy this imperfect democracy and push black and brown people to the back of the bus. But we ain't going nowhere because we own the bus companies. We own New Black Wall Street, Reverend Jamal. So lastly, I want us to say, and then I'm going to steal this from Latasha, we bringing some joy, we bringing some love, we bringing some fire. Let's do this, Georgia. Let's get it done. God bless you. Peace.
I am so honored. And we had an opportunity to visit New Birth this morning with us, and he traveled all the way home from an overseas trip this morning so he could preach, and he has joined us at this press conference this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, the pastor of New Birth Baptist Church, Jamal Bryant.
To our fearless leader, CEO Mark Morial, to head of state NAACP, Attorney Griggs, I wanted us to have context as to why we are here today outside of the New Black Wall Street. You have to understand through historical perspective that we have 2 of the nation's largest civil rights organizations present, the Urban League and the NAACP. Let's give both of them an amazing applause. We have held the torch and the lamplight for really liberty and justice for all. But we do so at the door of New Black Wall Street. CEO Morial and Attorney Griggs will tell you, by the grace of God, the headquarters of the Urban League and the headquarters of the NAACP have not been bombed. The very first time America ever bombed itself was Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma, 101 years ago, because they understood the threat of black economic power. Please understand the 2 most radical things that black people have is economics and democracy. And ban us from having access to both of those. And so in Georgia, you can easily get a loan for a used car, but you cannot do so to start a business. In Georgia, in our communities, you will find ATMs, but will not find branches. In our communities, you will find outsiders coming in to do development, but black people can't get a bid for construction. Why it is that we are voting is understand that this is a radical revolutionary act. Martin Luther King Jr. in private conversation with Harry Belafonte said, I am afraid I've integrated the Negro into a burning house. Because what is the point of us being able to sit at the lunch counter if we can't eat a cheeseburger? Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the 4th quarter and this is not a game. There's a whole lot that has been put in place by HB 202 to tackle us, but it will not stop us from making a touchdown. We only have 48 hours left on the clock before America realizes that Georgia is prepared to go into overtime. And that we will do what is needed and necessary to protect the bodies of our daughters, our sisters, our aunts, and our mothers, because black women have already made enough sacrifices. They should not have to do another one on the name of politics. So much is on the line for where it is that we are. CEO Morial, one of the candidates who's running for Senate, while we were in church today, had a rally and said in that rally just hours ago that he is being called a coon, but he is proud to be one. And said a coon is one of the smartest animals that you would ever find. That was from a certain senatorial candidate whose name doesn't have to be mentioned. But today we're not looking for a coon, we need a Black Panther. Somebody who will fight for economic justice, fight for our equality, and fight for our children. Democracy is not a spectator sport. Everybody has to get on the field. And so today, I am a Baptist, but this afternoon, I'm a Jehovah's Witness. We are going on every door in DeKalb County to knock on those doors to let them know that freedom ain't free. The only price you have to pay is your time. And so in the words of that late great prophet of the Post and New York Harlem Renaissance laureate, Teddy Pendergrass, wake up everybody. No more sleeping in bed. So we ask that everybody will please do all that is needed and necessary so that America will see, Georgia will see, and the world will see that the midnight train is still coming to Georgia.
Come on.
Georgia's going to bring democracy to Washington, D.C. Thank you, CEO.
Wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in bed. No more time for backward thinking. Time for thinking ahead. Give it up for Pastor Jamal Bryant. We're going to move quickly to, as the aforementioned president of the Georgia State Conference of the NAACP, Gerald Griggs.
First and foremost, I want to bring you greetings on behalf of Georgia. I'm so proud to be here with so many Georgians. I also want to bring greetings from our national president, Derrick Johnson, who could not be here. I want to bring greetings on behalf of our chairman, Leon Russell, who could not be here. And I must acknowledge the president of this branch, Lance Hammonds, who is here, and also the president of the Atlanta branch, Richard Rose, who is here. We are honored to stand with all of these voting rights and civil rights organizations that have been doing the work both nationally, regionally, and locally. But I come to you as the president of the boldest, the coldest, the oldest, and the most cussed and discussed organization in this country. And we have a message for Georgia. Georgia, we've done it once before in 2018. We did it in 2020. We did it again in 2021, and now the world is watching Georgia in 2022. And we have a message from Georgia. We will do it. We are doing it. And we're about to get on the bus and knock some doors to tell other people to do it. So here's what we have to do in this moment. We have to ground ourselves in the moment. We are standing outside of a beacon of economic freedom, which is the new Black Wall Street. We are in the most diverse county in Georgia next to Gwinnett. We're in DeKalb County. DeKalb County, as DeKalb County goes, typically is how Georgia goes. And so when we go out to these doors and we knock these doors and we talk to Georgians, talk about what we already have done. Talk about the history they're about to make. Talk about how this is going to shape politics in Georgia for health care, for voting rights, for reproductive rights, for criminal justice reform, for economic development, and talk to them in a language that only Georgians understand. We stand on the precipice of a decision about civil rights and social justice. So do we want to make John and Martin proud? Yes. Or do we want to see somebody spike a football? Amen. Let me be clear. This is about Georgia representing Georgia. And we need individuals that understand Georgia, that live in Georgia, that can spell Georgia. So the message from the NAACP to Georgians is twofold. One, thank you. Thank you for saving the democracy so many times. But Georgia, the second message is, let's not disappoint the world. Let's put our shoes on. Let's go talk to our neighbors. Let's get in our cell phones and text 50 people. Let's get on our social media and have a conversation about Tuesday. Because Tuesday is time for Georgia to rise up. Now we know there's a certain team, hopefully they'll rise up today. But on Tuesday, Georgians are going to rise up. We are going to march to the polls. We are going to make sure we elect somebody that speaks to the values of Georgia. And then on Wednesday, we're going to wake up, we're going to celebrate, and then we're going to get back to the work of Georgia. So as the state conference president, the representative of the oldest civil rights organization, again, I want to thank President Morial. I want to thank LaTosha Mosley, Cliff Albright. Of course, I want to thank... I'm sorry, LaTosha Brown. I'm sorry. LaTosha Brown, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about Wanda. Sorry. So let me say this. I want to thank LaTosha Brown. I want to thank Cliff Albright. And I want to thank Wanda Mosley. That's who I was thinking about. But I also want to thank Helen Butler and so many of our partners, y'all. This is not done by one organization. This is a coalition. And we are coalescing together. So as a Georgia State President, I thank everybody for being in Georgia. Let's go knock some doors. Let's make some history. And let's shake up the world again. Thank you.
Thank you very much. One more time for the Georgia State President of the NAACP. And he underscores something. We are working together, and we are never going to be crabs. We are working together because the hopes that unite us are greater than the fears that divide us. We are going to work together. So at this time, I am extremely proud to bring on the aforementioned, it isn't Mosley, it's Brown, and she is a dynamo and has been a difference maker here in the state of Georgia and all across the nation. She's a co-founder of Black Voters Matter, LaTosha Brown.
I thought Greg knew something I didn't know. Well, the first thing I did right was the day I started to fight, keeping your eyes on the prize and hold on, hold on. Amen. Amen. Listen, I wanted us to literally, I'm going to be really short, but there are three things that I want to bring up around why we are here today. And I wanted to start with that song because I'm originally a native of Selma, Alabama. And there were 600 people on the Evan Pettus Bridge that didn't have government on their side. They didn't have a lot of resources. They literally didn't. Even the president was telling them to wait. Yet they persisted and they believed in their own agency and their own power. And as a result, the entire country changed. Not only did the nation change, the world changed. So we need to recognize it's about three things this election. The first thing is about the promise. What promise? Well, America's promise says life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Well, how can you have life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and you making $5.15 an hour to take care of your family, right? How can you tell me about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness when we've seen 7 hospitals close in the last 4 years? We're in a state that 1.5 million people are without health care, and without the expansion of Medicaid, we actually have the opportunity to get $21 billion in health funds, right? When we're talking about how you're talking about the promise that we want to talk about all men and women are created equal, but you're going to literally create laws that actually say women don't even have authority or control of our own bodies. Let me tell you something. If America is the one person that America don't need to say anything about the control over these bodies, it would be black women and black folks in general. The second thing is really around, this is about the possibilities that exist, people. I want you to close your eyes just for a second. I want you to close your eyes and I'm going to ask you a question. What would Georgia look like without racism? What would this state look like if all of the citizens in this state were valued and respected? That is why we're doing this work, y'all. This isn't just about one election. This isn't about the transaction of voting. This is about the transformative power that when we stand up and we make a difference, we say, no, that is not going to happen because I've got my eyes on the prize. And the last thing I'm going to raise, this is about power. Yes, unapologetic power. Let me tell you, y'all, they created a law and said, well, we're going to make it illegal to have water. Let me tell you what people who know their power do. We show up with food trucks, right? They actually said, we're going to create an issue that literally we're going to send out misinformation. That's when organizations like these right here, we've sent out millions of text messages. We've actually gone on the doors of millions of our people because we recognize our power. And the last and the final thing I say is anytime they come after us, we've always stood in a space. And I want you to say after me, we won't black down.
We won't black down.
We won't black down.
We won't black down.
Thank you.
And thank you very much. One more time for Latasha Brown. Excellent. Cliff Albright is, with Latasha, a co-founder of Black Voters Matter. And ladies and gentlemen, please greet Cliff Albright.
Hey everybody, when I say black voters, you say matter. Black voters.
Matter.
Black voters.
Matter.
Look, y'all know the story, right? We came out, black voters came out in 2018 in record numbers, almost made history, did make history, set records, and they said that was a fluke. So what we do in 2020? We messed around, we came out and we did it again. And then what we do in January of 2021, because they said 2020 was a fluke, but then we messed out and had the audacity to come out in January 21 and do it all over again. And they still saying it's a fluke. Right. But then they went and passed a bill, they passed this voter suppression bill to keep us from coming out. But still we're coming out. Still we're coming out in record numbers in early voting. And so the message that we're going to send today as we go out and canvass these communities is the same message that we've been saying for the past 4 weeks as we've been traveling around on the blackest bus in America. And it's a very simple message. It's if we come out and vote on Tuesday, we'll be just fine. But we got to come out and do it one more time. Somebody say one more time. One more time. So we've been coming out and we've been setting records, and there's some good news and some bad news. The good news is it's partially a function of the great work that all these organizations out here and all of our local partners all across the state, it's a function of the great work that we've been doing to overcome the barriers. But the bad news is this, we got to be clear that there's been a barrier. Because you set records on every day of early voting when you're trying to force into a 1 week period what we previously had 3 weeks to do. You got to set some records when you got to face that kind of voter suppression. So that's the bad news. Part of the records is a function of the voter suppression. But we got a message, we're not going to grow weary, right? Because I'm not going to give a sermon, Mark. But even though it's Sunday, I am going to share a word, right? Because let us not grow weary in well-doing, right? Because we should do season. We shall reap. If what? If we faint not. Say that again. If we faint not. And so we are here today because we absolutely refuse to faint. And that's the message that we're going to be sending to our folks in the communities. Now that day may one day come, y'all, when our communities refuse to come out, when we don't come out in early vote, when we don't set those records, that day may come. But I'm here to tell you, today is not that day. There may come a day where we allow, instead of the people of Georgia picking who represents us, that we allow a disgraced former president, a white supremacist, to pick who represents us. That day may come, but today is not that day. The day may come where we refuse to work together, when we can't come out here and speak together, and ride together, and march together, and canvass and knock doors together. That day may come where we don't have that kind of unity, but guess what? Today is not that day. And so I need everybody to say real loud, and LaShasha just said it. Say, we won't black down.
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 Thank you.
And the doors to the church are open. No, that was powerful. And one more time for Black Voters Matter. They've made a big difference here in Georgia, and I hope people all across the nation are taking note at what grassroots democracy empowerment is all about and the difference it can make. So we are just about at the end, but we do have one additional special guest who's joined us today, and she is a dynamo and a powerhouse when it comes to our children, our schools, and education. She is the president of the National Education Association, and that is Becky Pringle.
Georgia, how you doing? Yeah, I am an 8th grade science teacher. I know, there's a special place in heaven. 8th grade for over 30 years, and what I learned quickly in my career was that every single decision that was made for my kids and for my communities, that decision was made by someone who was elected or it was my professional responsibility to decide who those people would be. So if you're asking me, why, Becky, are you here in Georgia? Because guess what? Our minds are always on you, Georgia. Yeah. Hey, it's on your shoulders again to deliver this democracy. That's why I'm here. I am working with educators all over this state and throughout the country.
Thank you.
To embrace their inner Bishop Desmond Tutu. Yeah, I wish I could shut up, but I can't and I won't. I need every one of you to continue to lift up your voice and make sure that everyone comes out to vote. I need you to lift up your voice and make sure that every single one of our students gets what they need and what they deserve. I need you to lift up your voice and help us live into the poetry of our United States Constitution. It is we the people, all of us deserve that right to be free. I need you, Georgia, to tell our students that we will be worthy of them. I need you to vote and get everyone who likes you or loves you or intends to keep living with you to vote too, because our babies are depending on us. Thank you, Georgia. Let's get this done.
Think of everybody.
Yeah, we know that.
Okay, Dominic, no, I'm right next to Mark. We're about to find you. No, he's not. I'm backed up over here by the front.
There's so much hatred.
War and poverty.
Yeah. Mike out.
Wake up there.
What you have to say. They're the ones who's coming. The world is in their hands. When you teach the children, just the very best you can. The world will be
just let it be.
Wake up, everybody. Let me thank all of you for joining us today. Now we get to work. We're going to go out in the communities and we're going to canvass. We have 48 hours to go, and we are not going to what? Black down. So give everybody a hand, all of our speakers today. And I'm going to turn it over to Khalil, who's going to tell us what's next.
Thank you, everybody. We are going to be heading to 2452 Oak Leaf Circle, just around the corner. I'm going to have all of our principals head over to the Power of the Ballot bus right over here. Christina Q's over there. We're going to take a group photo. Those principals that want to ride over to the canvas location will hop on. Everyone else can meet us at 2452 Oak Leaf Circle. Before we do that, any questions from press or media? We can take two. No? Go once. Go twice. All right. Thank you, everybody.
President Greg. Folks, we are live here in Stonecrest, Georgia, and we just saw the Reclaim Your Vote State of Emergency Tour. We're going to go out now with Black Voters Matter and all these other organizations, the Urban League, Planned Parenthood, and others, and do what we can to get out to vote, do some canvassing, remind voters of how important it is to vote. I want to thank Roland Martin and the Black Star Network for sharing this. We'll be here a little while longer and mingle so you all can see the magnitude of what's going on. Early voting ended in Georgia on Friday. They don't allow us to early vote through the weekend leading up to the election. They shut it off. They shut off early voting early. And so Tuesday's the big day. Record turnout for early voting, but we take nothing for granted. We want to be sure that everybody is getting out to vote. And so we're going to be going and knocking on some doors while we're here in Georgia. Some of us plan to be here. I know I plan to be here through Tuesday to see this election through. We have to be sure our people are getting out to vote. This election will make the difference in every one of the issues that we are facing. So we want to make sure that that happens.
Mr. Allen. Mr. Allen. Here we go. Mr. Allen's going to get in. Just right over there with the
Hey, man. What's up? You good? Good to see you, man. Bless you. You look well, brother. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. We missed anybody out?
Hold on. Let me get Dr. Brian in.
Good.
Oh, he's right here.
Oh, there he is.
Right here.
Sorry.
G, you got it? No. All right, G has the ball for the photo. G, raise your hand, G.
You got it?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Got it. Eyes here.
One more for social media.
1, 2. Fist up.
Fist up.
One fist. Right fist. 1, 2.
Yeah, I got you. Give me a shot. She came together. Something else.
We're going to do a photo on each guy.
All right.
Photo on each guy.
We're going to go right here.
Dr. P told me to tell you how I was saying that. Thank you.
Hey, brother. How you doing, man? Good to see you again. All right. These are some of the buses that are here that are going to be going. Black Women's Roundtable, Black Youth Vote, National Coalition on Black Civic Participation. This is their bus, and of course, you all have seen what's called the blackest bus in America. Black Voters Matter bus. I'm all Black Voters Matter down today, y'all. So we here. We out here in these Georgia streets.
I know what it's going to do. Let me know when you're ready. Yeah, ready.
I came out here when she was going, and then even you had time
And as you heard, this is New Black Wall Street, right here in Stonecrest.
NAACP bus.
Good to see you, man. Well, are you based in New York? Yeah. We'll be in touch. We're going to do some more. We should, okay?
just let us know.
Thank you, man. Thank you. And viewers, this group will leave here and then go door to door, do some canvassing. You good, brother? Good. Need to find out more about New Black Wall Street. That's the thing.
Urban Leaguers over here. Urban Leaguers.
This is the NAACP bus, the Georgia NAACP bus. These buses are all dispatched. It's our community to get this vote out. NAACP is here. The Urban League is here in full force. Folks, if you have loved ones in Georgia, have them text Georgia to 25225. There's a number right there on the bus. Have them text Georgia. This says text We Matter. You can do that too, but specifically for Georgia. Text Georgia to 25225. Text Georgia to 25225, ladies and gentlemen, if you would. Call your friends and loved ones, family members in Georgia, and have them text Georgia to 25225.
Whether that's the cab or the state, you're here.
Mayor, Mr. President, we're live on Rolling Martin. Y'all want to send a message out to the people about how important it is?
We're so excited for so many people to come to Georgia to make sure that Georgia saves democracy. We are here Stonecrest with a new mayor who's doing big things with outreach of the New Black Wall Street, just making sure people understand how important this election is to build economic power, and also to flex our political power.
That's right. Look, I said it earlier, your vote makes a difference. Your life depends on it. We have to vote no matter what. Literally, our vitality is on the line. So everybody get out to vote, tell your friends, your neighbors, tell 5 people, carry 5 people. Whatever it is we got to do what we do best, which is show up and show out.
So for all the Georgians that are watching, those people that love Georgia, that have Georgia family members, Tuesday, we got to show up. Rain or sleet or snow or whatever, we got to show up. Stay in line. If you're in line before 7 p.m., you will get to vote. If you have any problems with voting,
Make sure you call 866-OUR-VOTE, 866-OUR-VOTE to report any problem.
All right, wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you both. Appreciate you. Good to see you. All right.
I will. Like I said, it's got a whole story behind it. I don't remember the damn story now, but it's got a whole story.
My brother, say something to Roland Martin, Black Star Network. We alive.
Amazing day. This is ground zero for democracy. It is all taking place in Stonecrest, Georgia. We are believing that it's come down to this. Black people have already in early voting turned out at 31%. In order for us to get to victory, we need 34%. So I need you all to shake every tree, send every DM, send every text message. Can you imagine? We're 3 points away from victory. We got to do it. We can do it. We must do it.
Jamal, send a special word to brothers being targeted by social media. To either be apathetic or go with Trump. We're being targeted for that purpose, and that's not right.
Propaganda has always plagued us. We've got to do something to turn the tide. The Bible gives the warning, our people die from a lack of knowledge. And as a consequence, there's a plague, but voting is the antidote. I'm glad to have with us in Georgia the CEO of the Urban League. He's making it all turn from dollars to cents. Help me welcome
Pastor Jamal Bryant. I heard him give the word this morning, and it was perfect.
This is my big brother.
Just got me ready to join Newburgh.
That's live on Roland Martin. You all please follow what the CEO said. We're going into Black Wall Street if you want more information.
I just want to say one thing. The energy on the ground, the grassroots energy from faith and community, civil rights and social justice is unprecedented. This is truly a movement for democracy, a movement for power. And I've seen just so much inspiration in young people and OGs as well. Out here working and fighting. So we got 48 hours to make it happen. And we will.
That's right. Sure will.
Do it Tuesday, do or die.
Tuesday. Spread the word, everybody.
Come on, Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor.
Okay.
Good to see you, brother. Let's talk, man. Bet, okay? I don't have
I'll take your phone over, man.
Okay, hold up for a minute. I'm live. Hold up, I'll give it to you in a minute. Look, we live on Roland Martin, y'all. Give us a word.
We live.
We live.
What's going on? She need a moment. She
needs a minute?
Yeah, she need a minute.
Latasha needs a minute.
We're about to get on these buses. We got 3 buses out here. And we are officially the Black organization in America. She just saw the do-rag for the first time, y'all. The Black Voters Matter. Get yours on the website.
They available on the website?
I don't know if they are. No, they not. But they about to be. Give me to the end of the day, Mark. Give me to the end.
Tell the audience where we can get Black Voters Matter do-rag.
But seriously.
You didn't know about that? I thought that was normal. I just heard.
I did see it though. We got bonded for serious. We out here. It's a party with a purpose. We about to get on these buses, go canvas in the neighborhood. We in Stonecrest, y'all. Stop playing. Stonecrest got it going on. The mayor from Stonecrest, Mayor Cobble, just came out here and was fired, y'all. So we about to go hit these doors in Stonecrest, DeKalb County, all these buses together, working together. We got unity because what we know and what our history shows us is that when we work together, we win. Oh my goodness, it's Vince the Voice, y'all.
Everybody, we will not black down. I'm telling you, man.
If you've ever heard a Black Voters Matter commercial, this is probably the voice that you heard.
That's right. What do I say, Don? Tell me what to say, Cliff. What I'm telling you this time.
You said it over WYP.
Hey,
WYP, what's your purpose?
Cliff,
and again, best picture ever, of course.
Cliff, tell people what'll happen when they tell their loved ones to text Georgia to 25225. What information will they get?
When you text Georgia, Georgia spelled out, when you text Georgia to 25225, you're going to get 3 things. One, you're going to get a reminder that we got to go vote on Tuesday. We got to come out one more time, y'all. 2, you're going to get a link so that you can find your polling place, or that somebody else can find a polling place. Even if you already voted, we still need you to spread the word to 5 other people. That's the 3rd thing you get in that text. It's a call to action for you to reach out and forward that message to 5 friends, 5 somebodies. Don't tell me that. Now, people always say, oh, everybody in my family's done voted. You got somebody in your family who won't vote. You got a cousin, you got an uncle, you got somebody, you got a friend, you got a neighbor, you got somebody you know who ain't voted. Go on and forward that message to 5 somebodies so that they get the reminder that they need to go vote on Tuesday, because we got to come out one more time.
One more time. One more again. One more again. Folks, we're live here in front of the Black Voters Matter bus and all the other civil rights organizations. Well, a number of them are here, the NAACP, the Urban League. We're going to step over here, and I see where Melanie Camp and Pringle are sharing a few thoughts.
Keep knocking doors, making those phone calls, making those text messages, taking folks to the polls. So we want to thank you on behalf of our state folks. Georgia Coalition of People in Georgia. Georgia Stand Up. HBC, Green Front, Georgia Black Vote, Georgia Black Voters out there, everybody else that is a part of that coalition. And so we thank you for being our partner and thank you for your leadership. And we're going to just do what we got to do. We got this done. Thank you for helping us make that happen too.
You know, Mel, we have educators all over the states of Georgia with our association, the Georgia Association of Educators, who are working right now, all day today, all day tomorrow, all day Tuesday, who are making sure that they are telling their stories about what our students need and what they deserve, so they can live into their privilege. That's what they're doing for the next 2 days, and we know we're going to win. Yes, sir. We're going to win for our kids and for our community.
And then when we fight, we win. It is about the power of the ballot. It is about democracy. Everything is on the line. And I talked earlier, I mean, right here, new Black Party. Economic opportunity for our folks in Georgia is on the line as well, and so much more. Our children are watching us do what we're going to do. So we want to make sure that we make sure they have the best and the brightest. So we try to do our part in this dash I call life, and do what we need to do, and don't let off the gas. That's what we're going to do today. We out here in Stonecrest, right? We're going to lift up our voices, and we're going to move. That's it. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Truth and power.
You all say hello to Roland Martin's audience. We're live on Roland Martin, so just say hello.
Hey, Roland. Hey, how you doing? Melanie Campbell. Thank you, Roland, for all you're doing to push this vote out here in Georgia. We're out here in coalition, in unity, which I know you talk about all the time. And we're out here, and there are many, many others out here making sure that we don't let off the gas. We know what so much is at stake. I'm so honored to be here with my sister, leader, Miss Becky Pringle from NEA. Becky.
Hey, Roland. As you know, I represent 3 million educators all over this country, and they are standing in unity with our educators here in Georgia, because we know what happens in Georgia doesn't just stay here in Georgia. We are fighting for our democracy. We are fighting for racial and social and economic and education justice, and we have 2 more days to get it done, and we will.
Yeah, amen, amen. Wonderful. Thank you both. Thank you both.
One thing I want to say for those who are watching, because Tuesday is the last day. If you have not voted, get out there and vote. If you have voted, get somebody else to vote. If you have any challenges on the election day, call our election protection partner, 1-866-OUR-VOTE. 1-866-OUR-VOTE. Unity 22 campaign. We're going to keep it pushing.
All right, folks, that's 1-866-OUR-VOTE. If you have any problems going out to vote on Tuesday. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you both very much. Good to see you. All right, bless you, bless you. Good to see you again, as always. All right.
My niece.
Oh, hey, niece. So, folks, I think we're gonna wrap here for the moment. We'll check back in with you a bit later on, and let you know what's happening from out here in these streets. We're gonna be doing this canvassing, so just stay tuned. All right. Reverend Mark Thompson here, host of Make It Plain. Share what you see today on all of the social media platforms as well, so people can see what's happening and get involved. Don't forget to text Georgia. Tell your friends and loved ones in Georgia to text the word Georgia spelled out. Pardon me. Text the word Georgia to 25225. 25225. Text the word Georgia to 25225. God bless you all. See you soon. see you, Gerald. Good to see you, bro. I'm getting on the bus. You know I rode over here on the bus. That's right.